Destination Bloodlines has come out, I thought I'd go through all of the Final Destination Visionaries and rank them from my least favorite to favorite. Spoilers ahead if you have not seen these movies. I'm gonna give some stuff away, so, spoiler warning. Apologies in advance if our ranking does not look the same, because I might make some people mad with my ranking. In my last place is Nick from the Final Destination. He didn't really have much of a personality. It was kind of just like watching a piece of white bread walk around on screen. I did not enjoy this Final Destination movie. This is, in my opinion, the worst one because the 3D elements of it do not translate well later on, and just the storyline is, not my fave. There's a couple interesting kills in this movie, like the escalator and stuff, but like overall, poor Nick, not his fault, but he doesn't have much of a personality going on, I think I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but in my 5th spot is Kimberly from Final Destination 2. I don't know what it is, I just don't particularly enjoy her that much. Final Destination 2 is a great movie, and I don't dislike her character. She's just not my fave. I know she's like some people's favorites. Something about her though just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not a huge fan of Kimberly. In my 4th spot, we got Sam from Final Destination 5. I liked him well enough. I think he cared about his people and he was trying his best to figure out what the heck was happening. I really love the ending to Final Destination 5 because they just tied it so perfectly with the first one. It was such a shock seeing the ending for the first time. It's just interesting because he was in the same location with another visionary. Their paths crossed, so I think that's interesting. But yeah, he's in my number 4 spot. In my number 3 spot, we got Wendy from Final Destination 3. I really like Wendy. I just really love Final Destination 3. That's one of my favorite Final Destination movies. I think she's really smart. I liked her dynamic with Kevin. I thought they worked really well as a team. Part of me was hoping like maybe she survived Final Destination 3. We don't necessarily see her get hit with the subway train, but obviously she did. But I liked her. I thought she was a good sister. She really did care and she tried her hardest to figure out what the heck was happening, but unfortunately for her, death always wins. In my number 2 spot, I put Iris from Final Destination Bloodlines. I really liked Iris. I thought that opening scene was fantastic. I really like Iris. I think she was really smart. She worked really hard to try to save everyone in that opening scene, and I liked her dynamic with JB. That little wink at the end when she was being taken away. I thought she was awesome. I loved the aesthetic, and honestly, I love older Iris too. It was kind of similar to seeing Laurie Strode in the 2018 Halloween where she boarded herself up in this remote cabin. Although I liked Iris more than Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018. Iris knew what was going on. She wasn't crazy. She had a whole book. She was vindicated after she stepped outside and she was like, seeing's believing, here you go. I mean, she was a smart cookie. Honestly, surviving that long caused her family to be able to live a longer life. Her to help everyone when she was figuring out what Death's design was, the pattern for everything. She was incredibly smart. And she really did kind of sacrifice her own life, protecting herself for the protection of her family and JB and all these people. So props to her. She was resourceful and she did her thing. And my number 1 spot has to go to Alex from Final Destination 1. Him being the first one makes me feel like I have to give him the number 1 spot. He was really smart. He tried his hardest to help everyone around him. He sacrificed himself and he ended up kind of cheating death for a little bit. I really like Alex. And then, Devin Sawa. You can't go wrong with Devin. I'm a 90s kid, so special place in my heart for Devin. But yeah, that's my ranking of the Visionaries from the Final Destination movies. What's your favorite Visionary?